The fact that so many people turned up, I think, is a very good indication as to how serious an issue it is among farmers. That we have an ageing population, we have people very worried about having a valuable asset but no income from it, and yet they have nobody who wants to take it, because even though it's a valuable asset, as I said to somebody tonight, everybody wants the farm but nobody wants to farm because they haven't got an income. And the whole new generation renewal platform that the Minister has set up, I think, is very important. It should have a very serious remit, that it's going to have to look at how are we going to get young people into farming and how are we going to get the older people out, because it was very clear from the questions from the floor tonight that both are problems. The older people are very worried of getting out. One, they're worried that, who will they give the farm to, because nobody wants to take it on. They're worried, we heard even the word prenups coming up again tonight. They're very worried if they pass it on and anything happens, will become unviable because it could be split. There's that's still coming up. We're talking about, not an income for two families on any farm anymore. People having to work off farm. All the questions around how do I hand it over if the person is working off farm, tax issues around all of that. So we had a lot of questions tonight around that whole area of how we can hand on farms, who will take it, how can we make it viable going forward. And I think the Generation Renewal Group are going to really have to look at that. They're going to have to look at how they're going to get the young farmer in, how they're going to make it viable for him to have enough to live on in the earlier years. Those 20s and 30s are very important years to young people. They're setting up house, they're probably building a house, they're developing a farm, they're having a family. They need an income and they need a decent income. So that's necessary. But then on the other side, we have to also be very careful that you can't put people out to grass with nothing. So the older people have to have something to live on. So it's going to be very important that, that whether it be that the old age pension or the contributory pension is topped up, or whether there's some other mechanism like a farm retirement scheme of some shape considered, but that's going to have to be considered by this new group. And there are so many issues that are going to have to be looked at, and they have a short period, from what we gather, that they've only something like 6 months within which to come up with some ideas, which is good to a point, because it's going to put a bit of pressure on those people on that committee. But they have a big remit, and the future will depend very much on what comes out of what they do. So I think they have to take it very seriously, and I hope that it won't be a talking shop. I don't think it will be, but I hope it won't be. I hope that the words that the farmers are saying, the queries they have, the wishes they have, will be taken into consideration, and that the department will look at how they're going to finance this down the line.